Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people conform to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Today we have 6 great stories, so subscribe, hit the like button and let's begin, shall we? The first story is called For Free. This happened a number of years ago when I worked in a pet store. I was at head office for a team building type thing. All the bigwigs began to get excited and announced that they wanted us to be the first to know about the next big initiative in customer service. The idea was that every day each employee could and should give a rare free item to a customer of our choosing. It should be a customer that we had built a rapport with and had to be under a certain cost. They thought that this would make the customers feel special. I, along with a number of others, queried this. Every day? Yes. Each employee? Yes. For free? Yes. You are aware that the cost will be quite significant? Yes, but it's worth it to keep our customers happy and to increase our reputation. They confirmed that they had drafted an email to all stores to be sent in the morning, but we were to take this initiative back to our stores and encourage all the employees to get on board. They had also created a new function on the registers, which would discount the item of our choosing to 0. So that is exactly what I did. I ensured that not only I, but all the staff gave a radar free item each day. And no more than 1 week later, it would appear that all the other stores were doing the same, as all stores received an email stating in no uncertain term that we were to stop giving away free items immediately, and that the function had been removed from the registers. We were even threatened with disciplinary action if any more free items were given away. I just don't know what they thought was going to happen. It still makes me chuckle to think of the meeting when they saw the loss in profits. The next story is called Solo It. Working in security at a casino is probably one of the best places to work at. There are not only free drinks, but there's cheap food, music and girls. However, it does come with quirks that are unique to a casino/hotel combo. Back in 2020, we had to conduct temperature checks and hand out free masks, as well as maintain social distancing and keep a limit of guests in the venue. This also allowed us to stop the line if things go wrong. During briefing pre-shift on a Friday, I worked swing shift at the time, a joke was thrown my way from the director on IDing guests as they came through. If you can solo the garage ride entrance for 4 hours starting at 7 PM, all the way to the end of shift and ID everyone that needs to be checked and check bags that come through, I will add a bonus to your check. I said deal. So 7 PM comes by, I show up to a count of 1500 people in the venue and 4 temperature lines, with guests starting to come in en masse. I stopped every single guest for their ID, checked every single bag and slowed the door down. I was just starting work again after getting out of the Marines 2 months prior. I used a pronounced voice in a firm and professional manner and directed a slow flow of guests into the casino. At the end of the 4 hours, I had checked 460 bags, 1724 IDs and confiscated a bunch of stuff. My director came to personally check up on me and nearly crapped himself when he realized I took him seriously. What the heck is wrong with you, he asked. I restated his question to him. You know I was kidding, right? I laughed and walked off post as the night and shift had concluded. The bonus? $0. My job? Still a bad paying gig. Do I want to do it again? If asked, I will comply maliciously. The third story is called Not My Bill. This was a good many years ago now. My husband's phone bill had a spelling mistake. Never really paid any attention to it, never really caused any issues. Until it did, of course. The mistake was simple. Think Rod William instead of Rod Williams type simple. One day removed states and put in for mail redirection. Now where I'm from, mail redirections have to be exact, so the bill never got forwarded. And in all that goes along with moving, it didn't even cross our minds that the bill hadn't arrived or been paid. And then, inevitably, the phone got cut off. Once we realized it, we were all set to fix it up. Pay the bill, change our address, etc. But no, can't be that simple. You see, to change the spelling mistake, we needed to provide proof of my husband's correct name. But for any name change, they needed name change documents such as a wedding certificate or other official name change document, which he doesn't have as it's not a name change, just a spelling mistake. For some reason, his license or passport was not good enough evidence. We asked what we can do to get this fixed up, and they offer no help or resolution. Just stonewalling that there is no possible way to fix the incorrect spelling. Okay? Cool. At this point we were cranky. Not going to help us with what should be a simple fix? Then we won't pay the bill, we told them. They respond with details of the contract and our obligations, debt collectors, etc. We simply replied, but who are you going to go after? They replied, You, of course. My husband, looking comically confused, said, "But my name is not Rod William, and I am not going to pay his bill. Good luck finding him. If you happen to send me my own bill though, I would be happy to pay that." Oh look, spelling mistake gets corrected immediately. The next story is called Not Strong Enough. This goes back to my bartending days. I was bartending at one of my favorite places I've ever worked at. It was a reliable pub with a few choice options and a bar that boasted one of the biggest whiskey menus in the state, and a bartender culture that really prided itself on high quality whiskey and cocktail service. It's a busy weekend evening, pre-2020, and things are running smoothly until our Long Islands get sent back. Sometimes bartenders biff a drink, it happens to the best. The bar staff there would bend over backward for any customer who thought their drink was bad. It's personally offensive to think we let a bad drink slip out, it's just the kind of bartenders they have there. And in those occasions we would happily and expeditiously remake the drink, free of charge, so they can get on with their night. This particular Long Island, I made. I know that because I had made it less than 2 minutes before it was sent back, and we don't make a lot of those there. This isn't strong enough. Did you even put any booze in here? It's not dark enough. I was aghast. I probably looked at her with a bewildered and stupid expression on my face, but what she was saying was asinine. I don't measure mixed drinks like a Long Island when I make them. I free pour. We also straw test every drink we serve out of habit. It was fine. I've bartended for years and have very accurate pours. But even so, in the case of the long, strong island, my free pours probably looked a bit more like 0.6 or 0.7 than just 0.5. For those who don't know, a Long Island iced tea has 5 liquors in it. 0.5 oz of each tequila, rum, vodka, gin, triple sec for a total of 2.5 oz of booze. So this Long Island was already stronger than it was supposed to be. After all, that liquor goes in the glass and is displaced by ice. There's just enough room for a fair amount of sour mix and a splash of Pepsi and garnish. Her condescending and rude tone really rubbed me the wrong way, especially since I made it a touch stronger on purpose so the liquor could stand up to all that mixer. It is served in a pint glass after all. Okay, I said, I'll make it 100% by the book. Then I proceeded to grab my 0.5 jigger and measure out each liquor. There was considerably less liquid in this glass than the first one before I added the ice and everything else. After a straw taste on this one, tasted like straight sour mix, and I loaded it down with Pepsi to make it darker, because that's what you look for, I guess. I handed her the new drink. She takes one sip. "Oh yeah, this is way better. Thanks." "Yeah, whatever, lady." The 5th story is called 5 People a Day. I work in a relatively large bottle shop, and we have the worst and most pedantic middle management I've ever worked for. They sent an email to all stores in the state, demanding to know why customers weren't being signed up to our loyalty program. You could tell these middle managers had never actually worked in a store, as they expected us to ask every single customer if they were a member, and if they weren't a member to sign them up to the loyalty program. Also, if a member doesn't have the card, we were expected to look them up manually. This can take a long time, as sometimes customers give you an old address and the system only allows you to look up customers with a current surname and postcode. I ignored the email and continued to serve people as normal. I would always remind our regulars to get out their card, so they wouldn't miss out on getting their loyalty points, and would occasionally sign up people when the shop was quiet. Cue the follow-up emails and a talking to from the store manager. You have to sign up at least 5 people a day. Fast forward to Christmas Eve. Our store is understaffed and the area manager is coming around to each store in the area for an hour or so just to see how the stores were doing on such a busy night. I decided now was the perfect time to ask each and every customer, "Are you a member of our loyalty program? If yes, but they don't have a card, no worries, let me just look you up, it won't take a second. If they weren't a member, would you like me to sign you up for the program?" For context, signing people up manually takes approximately 3 to 5 minutes. It will take them the same time to sign up themselves on the App Store at home, but I would never tell them this. So we have a queue which is snaking through the length of the store. People are getting impatient, but because they think I'm just being helpful, no one gets mad with me. The area manager, who's been doing next to nothing, just walking around checking we have the correct tickets up, suddenly comes up to me. He's super flustered and says, "Why are the transactions taking so long?" This line is getting ridiculous. I tell him calmly, while slightly playing dumb, that I am just following management's directive to make sure we are asking every customer for their loyalty card and signing up those who aren't members. He tells me that there's no time for that, just serve them quickly. So I said, but we've been told to sign up 5 people a day. By you. At this point he's red in the face and just blurts out, just surf and forget about the loyalty program. So I don't ask a single customer for the card or sign up any new members on that shift. And I haven't since. Plus, management has never mentioned it again. The last story is called No Matter What He Was Doing. 2 decades ago I was delivering pizza from a downtown Orlando pizza shop. Being downtown, parking was scarce and the manager had told us exactly where to park and where not to park. At the beginning of one of my shifts, a coworker says to me that my car is getting towed. I run out and my car is hooked up to a tow truck and the driver wants $40 or he is gonna tow it. So I pay the $40 cause it's a lot cheaper than retrieving my car from the tow yard. I go back in and ask my boss why I would get towed there. He explains that the neighbor no longer lets us use that spot and that it was announced yesterday during the team meeting. I was off yesterday, so I had no way of knowing that. So I asked my boss for the $40 because I parked where he told me to. Bossman said it was my fault because I didn't ask. I reminded him I asked back when I started the job and this is where you said to park. We go back and forth a couple of times and he says I should ask each shift. I clarify, you want me to ask you where to park at the beginning of each shift? Yes. Okay, I will. Next day I clock in. Loudly so all can hear. Boss, where should I park? He tells me and I comply. Next shift, same thing. No matter what he was doing, I would stop him to ask where should I park. About the 6th time I rocked right into a meeting he was having with his boss and stopped them so I could ask. After this he pulled me aside and said you don't have to ask me at the beginning of each shift. I reply, do you have my $40 for getting towed? No? Then I'm going to keep asking. This caused a meeting between me and his higher up. Same dumb thing from his boss. I can see I'm not getting the $40 and our relationship is done. On my next shift I used my boss's register code to open the register and take the $40. There was no record of me being in the register that day. That was my last shift there. My malicious compliance didn't get the job done, but it was fun to interrupt my boss no matter what he was doing. I don't know, that's theft. What do you think? And with that we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories and today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.